Time for our Game of the Week. We take a deep dive into one game of the week with cold hard football facts on Football Nation. I'm Butch Stearns of the Pulse Network. He's Kerry Byrne of coldhardfootballfacts.com. Game of the week, it's an old school one. Yeah. Giants at Eagles, two 2-1 teams. A lot of history with these two organizations.
We call it the Glamour Division, the NFC East, the Glamour Division. Four old school, big market teams with heated rivalries. It's almost always great football.
And for all the talk about the Cowboys and the Redskins and that ancient legendary rivalry, the Eagles and Giants have won 10 of the last 12 NFC Division titles.
Yeah, they've dominated. Remember, Philadelphia was the best team in the NFC, right? For all those Andy Reid years and they had Donovan McNabb. Not so hot the last couple years, 8-8 last year. But the Giants have won, 2 of the last 5 Super Bowls. These are the dominant teams in the best division in football year after year.
Let's look at the numbers in recent history with this rivalry and what it might mean for this game this week.
I was a little surprised the Eagles have dominated the series. In the last 8 games, they've won 7 of 8 against the mighty Giants, the defending Super Bowl champs, who, by the way, if you go back to their last 20 regular season games, they're barely over 500. And it's amazing. They've always had that knack for turning it on late and becoming hot at the end.
And last year, interestingly, they both won on the road.
Yeah. So, obviously home field advantage doesn't really mean too much. But these two different teams, too, one of the problems with the Eagles being the play of Michael Vick, it's really, he's been turnover prone, a lot of mistakes, kind of screwing up what's been a very good defense.
And you could actually argue that the Eagles were helpful in the Giants winning the Super Bowl because they were part of a 4-game stretch where the Giants lost to the elite. The Niners, the Eagles, the Saints, and the Packers. And after that point, including the playoffs and Super Bowl, the Giants won 7 of 8.
Yeah, no, like I said, they turned it on late. And kind of one of the hallmarks of that team is just their ability to play big and clutch games. And last year they tied a record for 7 fourth-quarter comebacks in one season, tying the NFL record. Not only that, we saw a great comeback against the Buccaneers in Week 2 this year. And since, if you look halfway into the third quarter of that Buccaneers game, they've outscored their 2 opponents 64-14. And little over 5 quarters of play. This team is on fire right now.
Yeah, you mentioned that, Kerry. You back it up with the numbers. They're trailing 27-13, heading into the third quarter of Week 2. They're heading towards an 0-2 start. But since then, they've been monsters.
Yeah, and they were outscored almost 2-1 in the first 7 quarters of the season. They're just on fire. And I really like Eli Manning. I've always liked Eli Manning. And I don't think there's any doubt now that he is the clutch quarterback in football today, and all those comebacks bear it out. 8 fourth-quarter comebacks in the last, 22 NFL games. That's remarkable. Some quarterbacks haven't done that in their lifetime, in their entire career.
Let's go to the Eagles on the other side, and let's point at the quarterback, Michael Vick. Right now his quarterback rating 66.3. The only guys worse than him are Brandon Weeden, Jay Cutler, and Ryan Tannehill. He's one of the worst quarterbacks in football after 3 weeks. I guess the real question I have to you, and your numbers back this up, the Eagles have a Super Bowl contender quality defense, but right now, is Michael Vick the wrong quarterback for this team?
Yeah, you have to say so. Right now, looking at the numbers here, number 1 in defensive passer rating, number 2 in defensive quarterback rating, number 5 in forcing negative pass plays. You force a lot of sacks and interceptions. You tend to win championships. The Eagles are great in all those numbers. But on the other side of the ball, Michael Vick, 9 turnovers in 3 games. He lost 2 fumbles against the Cardinals. One of them returned 93 yards for a touchdown. Right now, he is the reason they're not undefeated and the reason they're not a legit Super Bowl contender despite a Super Bowl caliber defense.
So is it Andy Reid? He's had a great effect on Michael Vick, but you can't teach an old dog, can't do a Michael Vick story without bringing up the dogs. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. Is Michael Vick just reverting back to his old self?
Well,
3 touchdowns and 6 picks after 3 games.
Yeah, in the end of the day, you can't. A good quarterback is supposed to be, at least in this day and age, 2-1 touchdowns, interceptions. He's upside down on that, 2-1 interceptions to touchdowns. Right now, you have to say he is holding the team back. You can't win with a quarterback. You can't win consistently with a quarterback turning the ball over that many times. And Andy Reid's going to have to make a decision and make a decision soon.
So remind people about, this is our game of the week. But if they want your pick, how they get it, and if they happen to wager on games, how you can help them out.
You can always get our aptly named real and spectacular picks at Cold Hard Football Facts Insider. You can order by the week with a weekly pass, a season pass, which is the much better deal. We offer our real and spectacular picks for every single NFL game with an incredible long-term record of success.
He's Kerry Byrne of Cold Hard Football Facts. I'm Butch Stearns of the Pulse Network. This is Cold Hard Football Facts on Football Nation.